like in the State of the Union. I wish.
I didn't watch it.
We are changing. Did you see this thing now? The whole duck clap thing with the face. Oh, come on, man! Don't act like you wasn't saying. Don't even act like you wasn't throwing mo shade on that dude. Don't even act like you were.
She was at drag queen level shade with that one. Because that was good.
What did the one dude say? Cast more shade than a palm tree.
That's right.
The clap of shade.
That is a clap heard around the world right there, boy. God damn. She's gonna blow! Yes. Yes, it was. When I saw it happening live, I was just like, oh. I mean, I just had like one of those, ooh, girl. I had one of them moments like, this shit is gonna live on forever. They're gonna be using this on the right to say how bad she is. They're gonna be using it on the left to say how good she is, because she's basically spent the whole time not listening to his punk ass and reading off of big giant cards that were covering most of her. She was like, these giant cards. I think it was the speech, but maybe it was something else, because she kept listening to like what he was saying and then finding it. So I'm thinking it was the speech.
Probably a transcript.
But it was almost like there's at one point where she like looks and it kind of looks at it like, is there that much left?
Really?
Yeah, she gives this face. I mean, if you watch the whole speech, watch her. There are times where she's standing up and she's looking at these big giant things. Everybody has stood up, clapped, sat back down. She's still standing there looking at it. And then she looks around like, y'all done? All right, then she sits back down. Oh, it's hilarious. And I don't know. She was just her face. It was like she wanted to minimize the explosions coming from the Democrats. But at the same time, he would say something that all of us that were watching were like, what the fuck? And then her face would be like, what? Like, where did that even come from? Watch the speech, State of the Union 2019. He didn't even let her introduce him.
Well, yeah.
She didn't. I mean, he just walked in and started talking, and she should have done to him what was done in the past, and interrupted and said, "Excuse me, Mr. President, I need to introduce you. You are coming to the House, and in coming to the House, you don't have any power here.
Right.
So no, you don't get to just walk in and start talking. You gotta be introduced. You gotta be allowed to be here. Because we can shut this bullshit down right now.
She should have shut it down.
She just went straight bitch on him.
Yeah,
that'd have been awesome.
That would have been fun.
Because then it would have been like, nah, this is news. Now we got something to talk about. Because everything after that was just, I don't know, a bullshit list of diverting people's attention from actual problems and actual things, and throwing, slight threats. That was the whole thing. So, yeah, but her little. Yeah. Oh, and when she did another thing that didn't get as much play, because it wasn't directed at the president. President said a thing, and she looks over at the Republicans like, well, yeah, that was the other one. And that one, the pictures are out there floating around, but then nobody's really talking about that because everybody wants Democrats to be against Trump. But the problem that they have is the Democrats only have control of 1/3 of the government right now. 2/3 can still stop anything that they want to do. So they're gonna do a lot of things, but a lot of it's gonna be exactly what happened before. You had Democrats or Republicans in 1/3 of control, and then they were just, we're gonna pass this, we're gonna pass that, but it couldn't go through the Senate. The Senate wasn't gonna ever let it through. So it was like you're passing lots of stuff that have no meaning, and it was all, to make them feel good about the fact that they voted, and then they can go back to their constituents and then say, we voted a certain way on this thing, and it was not bipartisan and blah, blah, blah. They can make that statement, but it didn't matter because it was never going to go anywhere else.
Right.
Whereas the Democrats are now in that position. They can do all this stuff as far as legislation, but then it's going to go to the Senate, and Mitch McConnell already said, if he's not going to get a signature, it's never coming up. So, okay, then why pass all this stuff? So that later on in some other election you can say you passed all this stuff. But the Senate didn't cooperate.
Right.
Which was controlled by Republicans.
Yeah.
That's your only argument. Anyway, so we got more sex bullshit going on in the news. We got more ridiculous Al Jolson blackface going on in the news. He is the actor that sang in the movie called The Jazz Singer that came out in the 20s, where at the end of it, he sings the Mammy song, and he's in blackface, and it's one of the first, it's literally like the first, I think 1929, it's the first movie with sound. When the movie went up on the screen, they actually took a phonograph record and they could put it on and play it with the film. And then you actually heard something. It was the first time that people heard something outside of just the piano man on the side or the orchestra in front that were just playing music for the silent film. It's the first time and if you watch it, even if you watch a copy of it now, you can tell that this is all silent, that all of a sudden you hear his voice, or all of a sudden you hear him singing. It was moments in the film that had sound. But it was innovative, but it was still a white dude in blackface, and people are up here flipping out over some guy in Virginia.
Two guys.
Yeah, in blackface. It's like, I don't care if it was normal or not, but black folks have been sitting around seeing white folks in blackface and, the whole big lip thing. Even fucking Gucci has got a sweater where people can pull it up and it looks like they have blackface. Are you fucking kidding me, people? Really?
Okay, so I saw this thing about Gucci before I saw the sweater. About boycott Gucci. And all I could think of was, I don't know one person. No, that's not true. I know a couple of people who purchase Gucci and can afford Gucci. But the rest of my people, they can't afford that shit.
I know, but it's not about
So
that.
why?
But what does it
Your
say?
boycott is not going to affect their bottom line.
No, I don't believe you. Because lots of people buy Gucci. You may not know them, but lots of people buy that brand.
But all the people I saw on Facebook saying boycott Gucci, none of them buy Gucci.
I know, but like I said,
It's not gonna.
that may not be the audience, but a lot of people buy Gucci. I mean, it's just like it's just every other designer brand that.
Tommy Hilfiger.
Yeah, they all, the people buy it.
I've
then
never
people are
purchased a
buying it.
Hilfiger thing in my life, and
Timmy Hill nigger?
And I
Really?
never will.
Really? Don't get me started talking about my bestie, Spike Lee. Come on now. Timmy Hill nigger. Really?
I mean, you even have
With
Gucci
my bomb. It's the bomb! That's right. If you haven't seen Bamboozled, you should see Bamboozled.
Oh,
And there's even
don't do
the rapper,
Bamboozled.
Gucci Mane.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just
Bamboozled will mess with your brain.
if you, I mean, like in Bamboozled, what he was saying was essentially you have entertainment, but then you have this other side of entertainment that is essentially what we would call today 100% politically incorrect.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's like, why are we laughing at this thing? And maybe we shouldn't be laughing at it, but if it's funny, it's funny. And I don't think that someone should leave their job because of a thing they did back in their college days.
Right.
Because if that was the
30
case,
years ago.
I mean, honestly,
40 years ago.
right now, people in university,
They're
y'all
still
are
doing it.
screwed.
Yep.
Because you're already telling the world everything that you do. Every party you go to,
Every time you
drunk
put on blackface.
every time you do anything, you are giving potential employers in some time in the future, not long from now, you are now giving them the license to say, you can't work here because you did this thing. And we can see it on your Facebook right there. We can see it on Twitter. We can see it on Instagram. So is that really, I mean, what I did as a freshman in university is going to deny me 5 years later a
40
job?
years later?
And no, I don't buy that. And even if I was 100% super racist, even if I was misogynistic, if I hated women, if I did all these things, but then over time left those things alone, should I still be condemned for what I was way back? No. Then you're telling people they can't grow, and you're telling people they can never get out of jail. That's what you're telling people. They'll never be better than what they were in some past.
Yeah.
No, that's just not true. That's just not. People should always have the ability to grow past wherever they are. All right, so if you want to find the Traveling Farrs, you can find us on the YouTube, the Facebook, the Pinterest, the iTunes, and the Spotify.
Do it.
As the Traveling Farrs. If you like the Twitter and the Instagram, Traveling Farrs. If you like the email, travelingfars@gmail.com, and on the blog space, the travelingfars.blueberry.net. No E's in the blueberry. Anything else for the people? Nope. Done doing duck lips.
Nope.
Say goodbye to the people. Everybody say goodbye. Peace!